In Surah Al-Kahfi there is the story of the young men in the cave. That they fled from the world of shirk. Only the young will do that. And they fled to a cave and Allah protected them. And they slept for 300 years. And then Allah woke them up. لِنَعْلَمَ أَيُّ الْحِزْبَيْنِ أَحْصَى لِمَا لَبِثُوا أَمَدًا. So this miracle of sleeping for 300 years was not for protection from that world. This miracle of sleeping for 300 years was meant to teach a lesson about time. I'm sorry I didn't have to bring the book with me, it's at the back. It is Surah Al-Kahfi and the Modern World, and chapter 2 of that book is the Quran and time. So when they woke up, they asked each other, how long have we been here? And one of them said, a day or a part of a day. So Imran Hussein asked, what happened? Were you blind? Can't you see? If you sleep for 300 years, then when you wake up, your fingernails will be as long as from Ampang Point to KLCC. And your beard from Kuala Lumpur to Penang. 300 years. Do you agree with me? 300 years. So how could he say a day or a part of a day? Answer: they did not age biologically for 300 years. They were the same age as when they went to sleep. So they were not in our world of space and time. They were in another world of space and time where women don't need cosmetics. You remain forever young. In other words, they were in another sama. So Allah is teaching us with Surah Al-Kahfi about the samawat. So they were not in this world. No, they could not be in this world. Why? Because they did not age biologically. They had to be in another world of space and time, another sama. Okay, you agree with me? Wrong. They had to be in this world. Wrong. They had to be in this world. Why? Because in the morning the sunlight would come from the right side, and in the evening the sunlight would come from the left side. Morning and evening belong to this world. وَنُقَلِّبُهُمْ ذَاتَ الْيَمِينِ وَذَاتَ الشِّمَالِ. And the bodies were rolling to the right in the morning, to the left in the evening. So this is evidence that they were in this world. We have a problem here. So we don't need Stephen Hawking. The Quran is teaching us. The Quran is teaching us that they were in both the worlds. They were in this world and yet in another world at the same time. And so Dajjal is in another world and yet constantly in this world, spending most of his time in Saudi Arabia. You didn't know that? And so the movement between different samawat can be constant movement back and forth. Then there is the story in Surah Al-Baqarah of the traveler who was traveling by the city of Jerusalem, which was lying in ruins. He said, I don't think that Allah could ever raise this back again. And Allah caused him to die for how long? How long? 100 years. And then Allah raised him back. How long have you been here? He said, a day or part of a day. Allah said, no, you've been here for 100 years. Now look at your food, Roti Janai. Look at your food. Lam yatasanna. The food is still fresh after 100 years. So the food survived in a different world of space and time. Now look at your donkey. Donkey died. The donkey rotted. The donkey became dust. And then Allah caused the donkey to be revived. So the donkey was in this world of space and time, and the food was in another world of space and time in the same place. So if you want to travel from this world of space and time to the samawat dunya, you don't need to take a taxi. No. You step in and you step out. What vehicle do you know? What vehicle do you need to travel back and forth between the different worlds of space and time? Remind me to tell you what the vehicle is. Number 3. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is asleep at the Kaaba, and Buraq takes him. And Buraq travels at such a speed that every step traverses the horizon. Nabi Muhammad is traveling in a different world of space and time with Buraq. But look at the divine wisdom. Buraq stops and comes down in the night time because a caravan had camped for the night. And there was a container with water, and there was a lid on the container. You remember? Come on, shake your head, you remember? Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam got off Buraq, removed the lid, drank the water, put the lid back. A second time Buraq came down. A caravan was camped and a camel had broken loose. He called out to the people, wake up, your camel has broken loose. Why did this happen? Not only to prove that this journey did take place, that's one reason. But the other reason is to demonstrate that it is possible to travel back and forth between that world of space and time and this world of space and time. And so Dajjal, when he is released on earth, is not in our world of space and time, but he is on earth. Are angels in our world of space and time? No, no. Can we see them? No. But are they here? Of course they are here. Every one of us have two angels. But they're here on earth, but you can't see them. Are there jinn on earth? Huh? Plenty in Washington. Can we see the jinn? No. But they're here on earth. Huh? Similarly, the Dajjal is here on earth, but we cannot see him. He is operating in the political process. He is operating in the economic process. He is the mastermind behind the modern age. He is the mastermind who created modern Western civilization. But we cannot see him because he is not in our world of space and time. He is in the samawat. But when Israel wages a big war, and Israel replaces the United States as the ruling state of the world, and Israel rules the world for a day which is like a week, Yawm al-Jum'ah, then at the end of that, Dajjal will now enter into our world of space and time. Be born as a Jew and grew up to become a young man, powerfully built, early here. But this will be the end of his mission. He would have been done, he would have already completed all his work. How will we recognize him? Give me 5 more minutes, please. How will we recognize him? You and I will recognize him when Israel is ruling the world. And then this Jew stands up in Jerusalem and says, I am the Messiah. We will say, this is Dajjal. This is Dajjal. But that secular scholarship would say, no. No. If he is Dajjal, where is his flying donkey? Where is his flying donkey? The Prophet said that Dajjal will ride on a donkey. The donkey will fly. The donkey has wings. It will fly as fast as the clouds. And the donkey will have his ears stretched out wide. So that secular scholarship will say, where is the flying donkey? You and I know the flying donkey is already here. That is how Imran was saying, no, they will to leave Trinidad, fly to Caracas, fly to Buenos Aires, fly to Cape Town, to Durban, to Johannesburg, back to Cape Town, to KL. It's the modern aircraft. Because Dajjal has the modern aircraft, he controls the sky. So when he says no fly zone, it's no fly zone. Only he can fly, nobody else. When that man stands up in Jerusalem, 20, 25 years from now I believe, and says, I am the Messiah, and you and I know this is Dajjal, secular scholarship will say no. He cannot be Dajjal. Why? The Prophet said Dajjal sees with one eye, the left eye. He's blind in the right eye. It looks like a bulging grape. Your Lord is not one eye, but this man has 2 eyes, so he cannot be Dajjal. So they're going to have to wait now for a man to come with one eye. You and I know that when Dajjal sees with his left eye, it symbolizes external sight. You and I know that when the Dajjal is blind in his right eye, it symbolizes internal blindness. And all those who follow the Dajjal, like secular scholarship, are internally blind. When you are internally blind, what does Allah say about you? They have eyes, but they don't see. They have ears, but they don't hear. They have hearts, but they do not understand. أولئك كالأنعام. They're just like cattle. بل هم أضل. Secular scholarship, I hope you're listening. They're worse than cattle. That is what Allah says about people who, like Dajjal, are internally blind. Islamic scholarship, in order to be Islamic scholarship, must see with two eyes. Now finally, before we end, is it possible to travel through the samawat? And if we were to go in a year which is a day which is like a year, how will we perform salah? Huh? Is it possible to perform salat in your grave? What do you say? Huh? Is it possible to perform salat in your grave? When Nabi Muhammad went on the Isra and Mi'raj, he came back, and on his return journey he said, I passed by the grave of Nabi Musa alayhi salam, and I saw him performing salat in his grave. But if you are in your grave, you're not in this material world. So there is no sun and no light and darkness and morning and evening. So how will you perform salat in your grave? Answer, you will have to calculate. If you want to perform salat in another world of space and time, you will have to calculate. Is it possible for us to travel to the samawat? Is it possible? I know this is the part you're waiting for. Allah gives the answer in Surah An-Nur. He says, Allahu Nuru samawat. Did you hear that? Why did I stop? Allahu Nuru samawat wal ard. Samawat wal ard. So Nur links both samawat and ard. So the vehicle for travel between ard and samawat is Nur. But this Nur is not sold in the stock market. They don't have this in Washington. No. يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء. Only Allah can give that nur to whomsoever He wishes. It is with that nur that one can travel through the samawat and the ard. This is all I will say on the subject. Beyond this, you have to go to the authentic Sufi Sheikh, like Imam al-Ghazali, rahimahullah. They are the masters. Imam Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, rahimahullah. They are the masters. All that I have done is to give you the vehicle through which you can travel to other worlds of space and time. I pray one last word. You cannot penetrate the Quran without knowing. The intellect is not enough. And there are passages in the Quran that Allah has concealed. From those who don't, the secular scholars, they don't really believe in life hereafter. وَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ جَعَلْنَا بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ حِجَابًا مَسْتُورًا. When you recite the Quran, we place between you and them. That's secular scholarship. That never talks about the Dajjal. We place a hijab, a barrier, a hijab, which is mastur, covered. So covering upon covering. It is only with nur that you can penetrate the Quran. And only the Quran can explain the world today. Your brother Imran Hussain is doing a very humble job of simply laying the foundation. There are other scholars who come. Believe me when I speak. One of them might be in this gathering, a young man. There is a tomorrow which is going to come when the Quran is going to dazzle mankind. سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. This Quran is going to dazzle the world.